First sprint of the Tour of Oman, the first sprint for Olav Koi's brand new Leadout train. Would Gaviria launch too early again? Perhaps you already know the answer to that question, fellow ball knowers. This is the first stage from Bouchard to the Bima sinkhole. New stage, actually. They go down and then they're right on the coast. So there could be crosswinds when in the last 10Ks, but in fact the wind direction was headwind as they headed south, which made chasing the breakaway easy. Kane Richards in there from Rouge Insurance and two of the Oman national team riders. But then when they turned around and came back up through Bima, it could have been cross tailwind on another day. But it wasn't. Anyway, they get to the Jabal climb. Break had already formed, which is happy days for the sprinters. We see Mohammed Al-Wahibi taking the intermediate, or the KOM sprint there. Actually pretty long and handy sprint from him. Alvarez and Richards were the other two strongest in the breakaway. They'd fight it out for the intermediate sprints on the flat later. But then the breakaway was allowed a fair margin. As I said, headwind. Look at Adam Yates. Look at Yates here. But anyway, the reason I freeze-framed it is because he's on the new Colnago, which kind of got like an S5 front end and then the Trek Madone back end. But yeah, Yates, just majestic. Just, man, Jace is so good. Won this race last year and in third position, maybe just chilling. He did have a bad crash in the Middle East last year in the UAE Tour on a sprint. Maybe it was before her feet, I think. Had a bad concussion. David Gaudu here as well. He took one bonus second. I don't know where, but he took one. So he's obviously here for GC. Chris Harper's also got the mustache. Who had it first, him or Jay Vine? I mean, Mr. Suit behind him is saying this is a real bit of facial hair on my beard. But yeah, Visma controlling all day for Olav Koi, the cheetah from Newmansdorp, Pietro Matteo of the Devo team on the front. The second best sprinter here is probably Bittner/Gaviria. Bittner is on DSM. He beat Van Aert in a sprint actually last year in the Vuelta, which was very impressive. And then Gaviria, he's won in Oman, I think, before ahead of Cavendish. So he's had a bit of success at this race if he doesn't launch too early. It's not a technical sprint, though. It's really like a straight line for 10Ks, tailwind. You don't want to go too early. Richards takes the final intermediate sprint. Breakaway caught, and it's sort of get into position time for everybody as they get to the coast. But yeah, there's a bit of crosswind here from their right shoulder. So Visma have the good side of the road. They kind of put everyone not in the gutter. It's just Kreuzfahrt positioning. But as I said, could have been windy. Could have actually been a very chaotic stage. But in the end, the wind direction was tailwind now when they're on the coast going up north. I think this must be a fishing area. On the coastline. We'll see some fishing action in a second. But yeah, Visma got their train on the left. We've got DSM in the middle for Bittner. Q365 have got Nizzolo here. Turgis/Genier, both kind of sprinted for Total Energy. Ethan Hayter's here for Soudal Quickstep in the British Natty Champ jersey. And DSM, they cross over Visma actually don't have that many numbers. They've got Behrens there, the Neo Pro actually, the 21-year-old German U23 world champion. Behrens, McClay, Koi is the order as they go through the last town. And here, as I promised, you'll see some coastline shots, and indeed, I think they're fishing with a line, right? That's what they're throwing out into the ocean. But I couldn't see any closer. But anyway, last 3Ks, Visma can't go early. X, they got 5 riders. Movistar, they got 4 riders. DSM, 5 riders. Visma only got 3, including Koi. So they're waiting, risking being boxed in on the left-hand side. But in fact, Behrens is able to sneak out underneath DSM with about 2Ks to go. So really impressive start for the Radsport bubble. Get around him wearing the special helmet in this stage. Nearly comes a cropper here, though. The Movistar rider looks and is like, yeah, I'm clear. Nearly chops him. And then when the Movistar rider pulls back, they nearly get chopped themselves and crash. Garcia Cortina's doing the lead out. He was in the top 10 in Muscat Classic yesterday. Tudor are going for Plumas, who actually won that race yesterday, as you'll have known if you've watched the highlight video. But as you can tell, everyone's getting up to speed. I think a 75k an hour sprint in the end. Really, really high speed sprint. And everybody is fighting for Koi's wheel. Everybody knows Koi's the heavy favourite for the stage. They're trying to go for Koi's wheel. Plumas, DSM were trying to put Bittner there. Both Total boys are fighting for it. Blikra is the Uno X rider. He's half got Koi's wheel at the moment. The only one man that doesn't care about Olav Koi is Fernando de Gaviria. His lead-out rider as McClay takes over. He stretches it here, McClay. He stops it bunching up at 500 meters to go and goes early. Koi lets him go and then slides onto Gaviria's wheel. Gaviria's got another man. He's got a lead-out. Let your man go after McClay. Koi makes sure he gets his bars ahead of Genier here. Got to get his bars ahead so that when Gaviria launches early, he slides onto that wheel, and once you saw him in this position, it was pretty much a foregone conclusion, with Bittner having to make up a lot of ground even before this. Blikra has been sprinting on the open side for a long time, and Koi sort of does it in cruise control, getting the job done with the new lead out. Taps his head for Behrens, so good start for them, good start for Koi. He was the heavy favourite, so anything less than a win would have been disappointing. Tomorrow's stage is the Yiddy Hills finish. One for punchers. Look out for Diego, Ulisi and Astana sprinting with 5 riders.